From the Detroit Free Press, it's Monday. Here are today's top stories, presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Calling all foodies, Bush's is hiring. Are you passionate about food, looking for growth, development, and excellent wages? Come grow with Bush's and apply online at bushes.com/join our team. That's Bush's, BUSCHS.com/join our team.
This is Minna Arshad with the Detroit Free Press. Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy is leading the state in correcting wrongful convictions. The Wayne County Conviction Integrity Unit, formed in 2018, investigates pleas of innocence to correct past errors. Last year, it was involved in 13 of the state's 20 releases. One of 6 men released through the unit this year is Larry Smith, Jr. He was convicted of first-degree murder and felony firearm based on the testimony of a jailhouse informant. Wayne County's investigations this year revealed the testimony was false. Smith entered prison a teenager and left 27 years later a middle-aged man.
I want the people to get behind, and that's what I want the people to support. The fact that a person can spend that type of time in prison and come out here and not be mad, not be angry, not be bitter, not be broken, and get to the business of helping somebody else.
He now serves on the National Organization of Exonerees to help fight for other pleas of innocence.
I'm Clara Hendrickson for the Detroit Free Press. Michigan's Redistricting Commission approved new congressional and state legislative districts Tuesday, creating 13 new U.S. House, 38 new state Senate, and 110 new state House districts that will shape the balance of political power for the next decade. The vote marked a historic first after Michigan voters in 2018 adopted a constitutional amendment to charge a randomly selected group of citizens in the state to draw voting districts instead of state lawmakers. According to 3 measures used by the commission, the new maps favor Republicans, but nowhere near to the same extent as the current lines. One measure indicates Democrats would have an advantage in the congressional and state Senate map. Advocates of the new redistricting process heralded the maps as a victory in the campaign against gerrymandering, the practice of drawing political boundaries to favor one party.
This is Nusrat Rahman with the Detroit Free Press. Safe shelter is crucial for people fleeing domestic violence, but the acute shortage of affordable and available housing in Michigan makes it more difficult for survivors of abuse to find a home to call their own. In Michigan, 36% of women and about a quarter of men experienced some form of intimate partner violence, according to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence. Some organizations in Southeast Michigan offer housing programs that can pay for rent for several months and offer wraparound services like counseling and employment assistance. But those organizations say that demand for housing units outweighs supply. There are 35 affordable and available units per 100 extremely low-income households, making Michigan one of 13 states below the national average, according to the National Low-Income Housing Coalition. Survivors need refuge beyond temporary shelter so they can rebuild their lives, advocates say. Oftentimes, lower incomes and a shortage of affordable units can stand in the way of taking that next step. Housing is a need among so many other needs, one advocate said. It's paramount to keeping survivors safe.
I'm Andrew Hammond for the Free Press Sports Department. It was a sports Sunday for the state of Michigan. 3 local teams were in action, but only one of them won. Sandwiched between the Detroit Red Wings losing 5-1 to the Boston Bruins and the Detroit Lions losing 51-29 to the Seattle Seahawks, the Michigan State Spartans took the floor just outside of Chicago to face the Northwestern Wildcats. Michigan State picked up the 73-67 victory in a game which they had to grind out to win. Gabe Brown scored a game-high 20 points in the contest, and 3 other Spartans scored in double figures. The Spartans return to action facing Nebraska on January 5th, and then face in-state rival Michigan on Saturday, January 8th.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer.